gone back and study all of these crashes, we see some notable similarities between where we are today and where we were in the early 2000s. There was a bull market that was driven very much by multiple compression, retail participation, tech and growth stocks led.
You're right, guys. Yeah, let me get some of these links out to the groups, and then we can dive straight into it.
This goes back well into the 19th century. BNP Paribas and China, can their boom, can their predicted boom, can their end of COVID?
Okay, beautiful. We'll let a few people get involved, and then we'll go straight into it. Now, we did send out a market update. We sent out a Litecoin update as well. Yeah, there's some useful information in that for sure. So go check that out. Now, please let me know if the stream is laggy. Okay, it's something that we are trying to resolve. Not too sure why, since we've been able to restart these live streams, that things are getting laggy again. They were running very smoothly. To be fair, they run very smoothly on other platforms, but yeah, we'll see.
This week, Tom, bear markets are a hall of mirrors designed to confuse investors and take their money.
But yeah, those that are just joining us, welcome. Make yourselves at home. Ask us anything that you wish in the chat. Yeah, so we got that sell-off, beautiful sell-off. Okay, capitalize on some extra profit. Now we tried to get in a few shorts over last night. However, it kind of just was holding and propping. So some of these altcoins are kind of just moving a little bit extra than what they really should be moving in, because Bitcoin really isn't moving up. It's moving in a bearish structure, right? So yeah, we should continue moving down. It's going to be kind of range bound, okay? So you just do need to be somewhat careful of the swings, because the altcoins are obviously holding the majority of market share. So even little incremental moves in the Bitcoin's price will make some of these altcoins push even more so. So they're going to be relatively volatile. But with that being said, there's going to be some nice trades. Now, we managed to cash in very, very nicely on some oil trades. We sent out some copper trades, and that is even more in profit. Very, very, very nice profit indeed. Okay. Yeah, very, very, very nicely in profit, as you can see. Okay. So yeah, we'll be playing it all the way down. Depends whether it's going to be a shallow move or not, but that'll be our final target all the way back to this structure here. So we'll see how things kind of develop. It's probably looking like to be between one to 3 day trade. Maybe potentially spill over to next week. Okay. But yeah, we'll be taking some profits incrementally. But yeah, we're nicely in profit right now. So we'll see what things kind of play out. It's kind of moving in within a ascending channel. Obviously tested the top, kind of faked out, tapped into this order block here. And now, as you can see, kind of moving down, right back down into structure. So yeah, very nice trade on the cards. We did have another one. Where was it? All the way back up. Where is it? Okay, yeah. US dollar, Swiss franc. Okay, yeah, we're looking good as well. So we should see a move back up. It's just building up on some structure here, as you can see, right? We saw this nice move, nice win. I'm not too sure why it does this, but the stream cuts out. So please let me know in the comments if it is cutting out and it's not working. Hopefully that's not the case. So continue with current stream. Okay. Yeah, please let me know in the comment section if you're still in here and it's cut out or not. Just so I know whether I can continue or not. It's just really unfortunate that it does this stuff.
Just want to turn to Senator Manchin and get away from TikTok for a moment. Can I do that? I think I can do that. He spoke to Fox Business over in Davos, Switzerland. Anne-Marie, he said he was
Okay, the screen just cut out, that's why. Okay, we can go back. Okay, there we go, right. I think, I don't know what's happening with these streams, where your screen, okay, I put the screen back on. Not sure what's happening with the streams here on TradingView, it's just cutting out for some reason. But we're back. Okay, so where were we? Yeah, potentially quick trades up and down with crypto. We'll keep a close eye, obviously, on the S&P, the dollar index, kind of what's happening over here. As you can see, we're kind of holding this level, so we should see continuation back down towards the bottom of this mini range, and then we'll kind of assess whether we're going to continue to break lower and come down to this point. It could be the case. I mean, as you can see, we're seeing very, 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 very weak buy side on the attempt to push back up. So we'll see how things kind of react here. If it attempts to push back up, what are the buyers looking like? What's the buy side volume looking like? Is it strengthening? Is momentum being picked up to the buyer side? Are we going to push back up to the top of the wider range, or the smaller range first, then the wider range? Yeah, there's going to be some nice structure to play around with. Yeah, so we'll see how today develops. Yeah.
Between the Republicans and the Democrats, and it's a divided Congress.
Oil trade, that's where we left off. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So, economy reopening. Obviously, trying to reopen on the 13th. Obviously, still has a huge problem with COVID cases. It's kind of breaking. Well, all hell is breaking loose. When that normally happens, you do get the peak. The peak of COVID cases come in, and then things start to come down. Workers are going to be able to go to work again. They build a natural immune system for, I think the figures are for 6 months afterwards. So they get a natural immune boost from it on COVID. So yeah, things are going to start ramping up. So now that China's reopened, these figures, these CPI figures, all of that economic data coming out from China is going to be important. We're going to have to keep a close eye on it, as well as obviously what's happening in the US, the EU, all holds strength in terms of kind of dictating where the market is going to go next, right? But yeah, so oil. Naturally, it's going to push up higher. You're probably going to see oil prices push towards that $100 mark, at least the 90, between the 90 and 100. Okay, things are going to start ramp up. Obviously, supply got cut, and we got China reopen is going to use more energy, and prices are naturally going to go up. Okay, so there's going to be a nice kind of long-term trade if you want to trade it long-term. As you can see, we're building up on a bottom here. Okay, we got this higher low forming. Okay, so we could come down, test that structure, create another higher low, and then from there it starts to really ramp back up and push much higher. Okay, this is one to really keep an eye on. There's going to be some nice opportunities, some nice swing trading here on oil. Okay, let's go over to gold. Let's touch base on gold. Let's see what's going on on this end. Let's get rid of the TA. Okay, we haven't kind of had much of a look just yet, but let's go over it. Okay, picking up some momentum. Okay, we are at this natural level of volume. If we get that VPVR up here, you can see that we're at concentration. Okay, we could actually start moving down from here. If we manage to break and get through this point, then we're going to come up much higher. Okay, this is your next level. Okay, to look at potential targets if we break through that point. Okay, if we start to fail and we fail to break up, we're going to come down. Okay, so there's going to be some nice opportunity to capitalize here. You got this nice spike up here, another spike up here, just where we drew those trend lines. Okay, so those could be your targets to come down. If we push up, these are your targets, right, where previous structure has peaked up at. Okay, but yeah, very weak buy side. Okay, there's not much support to this, so it could be the case that we actually start ramping down. It'll be a nice short opportunity here to kind of get in. You can either set it above this natural level. So there's a couple of ways. If we do break, there's still chance for a reversal up here where there's a concentration. If we start pushing past this point here, then it's kind of all up from there. Okay, but we'll keep a close eye on this. It could be a case that we come down nicely. Say you stop loss just here. Okay, nice and quick. If we get stopped out, that's fine. We'll look for a potential shorting opportunity up here at the next natural level of resistance. But yeah, there's a nice risk reward ratio here. Yeah, nice trade on the cards. Yeah. Guys, by the way, feel free to ask us anything, any TA that you want us to do, any forex pair, commodities, anything. There was a news article that came out yesterday in terms of bonds. Bonds absolutely killed it. Okay, lots and lots of investment into bonds. Okay, and if you know the dynamics between bonds and risk on assets, people buy up bonds. Okay, when they expect risk on assets to come down, and we saw a huge influx in investment into bonds. Okay, because investors think that bonds are more of a safe haven. Okay, that's where they want their money. That's where the money is going to be made. So yeah, S&P sold off. Fifth rejection from its 200 moving average. And guys, I mean, it track very closely to crypto. Okay, that's a huge pullback on the S&P. We're down nearly 1%. Russell is down 1.6% yesterday. Nasdaq is down 1% today. Okay, Nasdaq is obviously heavily concentrated in tech. Okay, tech again, risk on. Follows very closely to crypto. And look at that, we've gone straight back down. We're moving now down beneath that 200 moving average on the 4 hour. Okay, we're still very much in this structure that's failed to break through above the 200-day moving average as well as the long-term trend line. Okay, it's looking bearish. It's looking like we're going to really start to ramp back down. So you know, those that thought that okay, Bitcoin's bottom, we're going all the way back up. I don't think so. It doesn't look like it at all.
Believe it or not, the longest going all the way back to 2021. So a little softer this morning off the back of weak data in the past 24 hours. Will that be confirmed by jobless claims a little bit later? In the bond market, 2s, 10s, 30s. In the treasury market, look a little something like this on a 2-year, just north of 4%, 4.078% on a 2-year. After coming in very.
By the way, guys, appreciate the likes on the stream. Very much appreciate it.
From those 433, 434, the intraday highs of the last 12 months. That was back in October. Now at 337.51. Big move lower yesterday on the 10-year yield at the close by 18 basis points. 18 basis points lower on a 10-year yesterday.
It happens been very static, but what I would suggest, John, is the pullback yesterday, the tension from that economic data.
These
subway utilization, traffic on the streets.
I don't know why these live streams are really lagging out. It might be the case that we have to move them back over to where we originally had them.
To global GDP. The second thing that I think markets perhaps are not overly focused on is we've seen a complete turnaround. Before, China was focused on high-tech, domestic consumption, etc. Now they're really focused or refocusing on the real estate market. And so we're going back to a version of the old school growth model, which is very supportive for GDP across the globe. But it's also easier for the economy to fiscal stimulus in. So 5% is not necessarily aspirational. I think if they carry on with this, we're seeing easing in some of the regulation, we're seeing pushing of financing into the real estate space. 5% is very realistic for China, and actually there's probably upside risks to that.
Adana, how inflationary do you expect this reopening to be?
So that's the wild card, right? You've just had one of the largest consumer of commodities in the world that has been shut down for 3 years reopening.
All right, let's have a look. It might be the case that we have to potentially even close, yeah.
Which could, at the end of the day, derail some.
So, what's happening? Okay, so we're looking for another creation somewhere around this point here. Essentially, it comes up here, first, and then it comes down again. Got this natural structure to kind of go off. Okay, and obviously this is the bottom of that tighter range. So that's where we're looking for where we're naturally looking for that support and things to start to rebound back up. So we'll see. So at the moment we're holding that structure. We're going to come down, hopefully. As you can see, we're getting a little bit of sell side pressure coming up. Okay, one of the trades is up 80%. Beautiful. Let's see if we can continue ramping down, and then we'll get out, and then we'll scout out some new ones.
From our perspective, that view hasn't changed. I think it's positive to see some sort of rapprochement towards the US from China, which may ease some of the tensions markets have experienced the last few years.
By the way, guys, thank you very much for the likes on the stream. Very much appreciate it. Let's get as many people involved here. We will put out some. Well, we'll try and find a signal for you guys. Obviously, here for free. Okay, we'll see whether we can get in on something. At the moment, I mean, we're already in on some shorts, so we're just going to play them out, and then we'll see if we can get in some longs for you guys on a very quick, short-term basis throughout today. Thank you very much for the followers as well. Very much appreciated. Come join the team. We are live every day, bring out market updates every day, altcoin updates. Go and check the account out. It will come to you all. There's an important update on Litecoin. We sent out that update on our TradingView account. Go and check that out. The Litecoin halving is this year. Okay, so it's going to be a very, very nice opportunity to cash in and maybe build up a portfolio on Litecoin. That you can capitalize on for that Litecoin halving. We all know what happens on a halving. Okay, price starts to really ramp up. Okay, which is exactly what we're getting. The institutions are already heavily invested in Litecoin. They've done it. They're already in. Okay, I'll go over it quickly for you.
I think it's a reason for some surveillance road trips here to
Yeah, I just think so. Over the last decade, the focus has been where the outperformance was, and that was US large cap stocks.
Huge move, but this is the area. Let me go on the daily. You're able to see it a little bit better on the daily. But look at this. See this huge spike up? This area here. That's where the institutions are in. Look, came back down, huge sell-off. Where did it stop? Won this order block, but it's not going to come down any more than that. Why? Because that is where the smart money has entered. Okay, so they're making profits all along here, and they're going to take profits incrementally as it goes up. Okay, low volume as it comes up. This is all retail investment now, because they saw this huge move up, came back down, like, okay, this is a good buying opportunity. Now I'm going to get involved, and this is all retail.
Well, we might expect Chinese energy demand to raise across the board, and my slightly cheap and easy line about Chinese energy is that they need all types of energy. They need old energy and they need new energy, and they're going to be drivers demand for both. The point that John Kerry made at the top of the segment there is very well made. However, if we think about solar, China installed a record amount of solar last year. It's expected to beat that record this year. And one staggering factor is
Still holding on. All right, let's have a look if we can get an answer. Cash in on that. It's not a problem. Can we get in on anything else? That's the question. OP looks okay.
How much the energy transition is being driven in China. Now, the problem is demand for energy as such, and that demand will be driven presumably by the reopening that we're discussing all the time at the moment. It's also driving up demand for coal. And they're using more coal. They're not attracted to gas because it's so expensive right now. So both of those things, huge investment in renewables, slowly creeping up coal demand.
Sushi looks good for sure.
Coal supply. Can we talk about that, Will, just briefly, and sit on Europe for a moment? There is this story going around, and we've been talking about it, that Europe got lucky, that Europe just experienced mild weather, and that's how they've gone away with this, and it could have been much worse. Well, can you tell me how important it has been to actually reopen some of these coal plants?
Look, clearly there were times, especially in December when it was very cold across Europe, where Germany was using coal more intensively than in China. So there's no doubt that Germany got through this winter, and as Javier said in his column yesterday, we can now say, I think, that Europe has got through this winter. There's no doubt that only happened partly because it was warm, but also because Germany was able to put coal to work. But that coal intensity number over this winter was really striking, and in a country that purports to be a leader of the green transition, it's less than ideal, shall we say. Now, of course, there are extenuating circumstances to do with Ukraine, but it's quite a striking fact that they were using coal more intensively than China.
And folks, that's why Bloomberg Surveillance is committed to this. Is we got a guy like Will Kennedy that can inform you that Germany's a worse offender than what we see in the Delhi smog or what we see in 18 Shades of China. Frankly, I was in a hotel room somewhere deep into China, Will, and there were actually serious gas masks in the hotel room. The smog was so bad. Is Germany, is Eastern Europe, is the industrial France, are they
Potentially bear flag, be informed. So the trade that we're going to be looking at in getting in is sushi, right? More so for a breakout of this point here. We're actually coming down to deeper points. But what we'll do also is kind of get something else on the pipeline in case anything changes. So we have it as backup. Yeah, let's have a little look if we can get something. Oh, is Sushi going for it? All right.
Out of London. Look, it's super important. It's not talked about enough. It's not just been the mild weather. It's been about these coal-fired plants, Tom. And I think we should go one step further. In Davos, Switzerland, right now, there is a warm, fuzzy conversation about ESG, as there always has been over the last 10 years.
You're not warm and fuzzy.
No,
I'm not warm
but
and
that
fuzzy.
conversation we should highlight is laced with contradictions.
Yeah.
And has been particularly over the last 12 months, even more so.
What do we learn there? What we learned is there's microeconomics going here with the success of a lot of people.
Yeah, Sushi is obviously down a decent amount today.
That's one of the great triumphs of my life. I'm sure that
Just want to see if we can get continuation. Now, this one's going to be solely for those that are actually in this live, just because things are going to move fast that we can't get the signal actually up and written in time. So, yeah, if you get Sushi up on your exchange, ready for the quarter, get in short, get ready. Okay, right, we're going to go short. That's your stop loss 1.175. Okay, let's see what we can get. Use leverage between 50 and 100 if you wish. We're going to go for 50. We're not going to go too heavy. All right. We just want this to start moving down. As soon as we get that, we can get in. It is at this natural level of support, so we're kind of going to go for the breakout structure, right?
I would mention Robert Gates and Condoleezza Rice, who said, look, there were certitudes that have collapsed. For Gates,
We still got that dollar index moving down. We want it to hold this level and start ramping back up, ideally. Otherwise, yeah, things are going to move up rather than down. So we'll see.
If you just tuning in, -0.7% on the other networks as well with NBC. And then Tom, I've got to go from Hulu to Paramount to Peacock and work out where on earth all this stuff is.
There's got to be a consolidation. That's the only solution.
That's
And the
basically what
consolidation
Michael Nathanson is saying.
will not come from the bankers. It'll come from the public, and they're going to look at the gradients of just B2B.
Again, guys, I do apologize about the stream. I don't know what the hell is happening. It just goes off. I can't see the chat, and then I have to restart it. It's all a bit of a pain. So, yeah, we'll see.
Have we got the mass penetration we were waiting for? Feels like, Tom, can I use the word crappy? I just used it. Feels like it's turned into the crappy case of business that this wasn't meant to be. Wouldn't you agree?
So we come back up. We're testing that top, that ceiling of that structure. So it's tapping into that liquidity, just confirming it, and then we could potentially push down. So we want things to start to ramp up here, ideally.
Is one big loss. I mean, that, and whether it's movies or whatever. And we'll talk about this through the day. To the interest of Netflix this afternoon.
I watched Avatar for you over the weekend.
I'm glad you did that.
I took that
Surveillance movie report.
And nothing happened for 2 hours, and then the last hour was pretty good. I mean, if you like the graphics, then it's a nice experience for 3 hours, and maybe that's a nice way to relax. But I don't get it. I know people are obsessed with that movie. The first one a decade ago. We're going to get the sequel after this one, and maybe another one as well.
There was a one magic night. This is at the piano bar years ago in the heart of Titanic, and there was James Cameron talking to us.
Right.
Me and Emily Hoscazzo, who invented all of this with us, and he was really down to earth. And he was riding high with Titanic.
Talk to you. I think that China will be assisting economic.
So some very nice sell side volume coming in on there. So sellers are still in it. It just depends whether we can hold, bam, come down, test this bottom. Then we'll start looking at some longs, some potential longs if we're able to hold that bottom there, and go from there really.
In terms of the distance that these cars can traverse, etc.
So natural level of resistance just here. If we break through to the next one, just up here, that is your.
Hey Sam, good to hear from you. As always, Sam Stovall there, FCF family. Fascinating this moment, at least in some parts of it.
Those younger, this is the heritage and history of old-time financial media, where Sam Stovall's father truly owned the high.
Right, so we push past this order block. We're on to the next one. Okay. Can we hold? That is the question. If not, we get out.
Sector to sector to sector. And the modern disease is what's Apple doing? What's Netflix doing? Wait, JP Morgan. That's all that matters.
So that's not going to change because some of those stocks that you named, including Apple, have such massive weightings on the index. For a lot of people, they reduce what they looked at to just 4 or 5 names.
Energy a few years ago was the same massive weighting, and in 10 and 20 years there'll be another. I just had a scary thought that Sam has a kid that's going to come on here and continue the Stovall tradition, and I'll be there with my walker.
This is your high concentration of volume and orders. That's where the liquidity is being held at. Okay, so let's see.
Until this week, high-yield spreads have tightened every single trading day of the year, even with the survey data.
Can we hold?
Not looking good.
Here we go, straight into it.
High-yield spreads reconciled in the next few months. I think that's the way to watch.
Where did you get your first international anecdote where you had that one?
Wouldn't mind having a little look at.
Somebody emailed you from wherever that and you were like, oh my God, they're watching or listening. And when was the first one?
I guess Australia.
Australia.
They're
at night.
The
They're
people
home
were
watching.
listening in Australia in the evening.
Yeah.
To this show. I always thought that was pretty cool.
My first one was in Vietnam, a 15-year-old kid in Vietnam. My next one was in Perth because we did cricket. And I
think that was you and I together.
I'm as good on this. I need to say good evening to Melbourne. And I was lectured from Melbourne.
We're going to do
it is Melbourne.
But
Whatever. Good evening from Melbourne.
what we should do when we open the show is we should have different recordings, different places. So you get a good morning, a good afternoon, and a good evening, good
Oh,
evening.
that's brilliant.
We should just record a different opening.
That's a
different
value
places.
add.
Management will love that, the amount of work that goes into it.
That's just because plus it would take 5 takes for me to do it.
Equity futures right now on the S&P, negative 3/4 of
Sydney,
1%.
Sydney. Okay,
Have you got Brisbane?
yeah, well, I mean, that's where I want to go. I just want to go see the Veronicas play in some club there. That's
Alicia Levine of BNY Mellon coming up in the next hour.
Keeping you up to date with news around the world with the first word, I'm Lisa Mateo. A surprise announcement in New Zealand. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern is for a general election later this year. She says she doesn't have the energy or inspiration to seek re-election in October. Ardern is 42. She became the world's youngest female leader when she led the Labour Party to power in 2017. European Central Bank President Christine Lagarde says inflation is still too high, and she vowed that the ECB won't let up their attempts to return it to their 2% target. Lagarde spoke at the World Economic Forum in Davos. She said a small contraction in the economy is now more likelier than a recession. Strikes coordinated by French unions look to bring much of the country to a standstill today. It's a protest against government plans to revamp the pension system.
Let's see if we're able to hold this liquidity zone. If we're able to, it looks like we can be coming down back into structure. Right down here for an attempt to break out. So could go either way at the moment. Still kind of confirming the structure that's moving within. So we still could get a push up and above it. This is your final point of resistance. If we push up, then yeah, it's an indication that we're going to go higher. Again, dollar index is building structure up, so it's waiting. So we could see it turn around. Yeah, bam, come down. Very nice move. So yeah, keep a close eye on things. See where we can go from here. By the way, guys, those that are just joining us, feel free to ask us anything in the comment section. More than happy to go over any market. That's more than fine. Again, we do trade commodities, forex, equities, crypto, anything that gives us an opportunity, we will capitalize on it. So yeah, feel free to touch base with us. As you can see, we came in beautifully to this liquidities on this order block. Now we're turning back down, kind of forming this structure here. Now we're finding some support at this previous level of resistance where we broke out. Now it's whether we can hold and break through. If we can break through and come back